There we go. We did it.
Good morning, Goddess. How are you guys today? We are so excited. This is our third show of our second season of Good Morning Goddess.
I'm so glad you're the historian.
I love being
the
historian.
historian. She's also the historian for Goddess Camp as well.
Yes, I can tell you when we started.
Everything.
A long time ago. Like 9.5 years ago, as a matter of fact. And
I'm not old enough for 9.5 years
you weren't
ago.
old enough when we... Anyway, so we are so happy today because we have a special guest, as is our wont this season, because we need to step it up into...
We're not going to... You're going way too fast.
I'm excited.
I know you are.
I'm
We're going to bring her in a couple minutes. We have some things to say. Okay. So we're talking today about the body.
Yes.
The body. It's really important to love your body and to love yourself. This is the year of focusing on self-love. Because if you don't really know how to love yourself, if you're not sensitive and aware of your own needs, then you can't be that for someone else. So it's time to learn how to listen to your inner voice, to your body. It has its own consciousness, you know.
Yes.
And it's time to learn to really get in touch with yourself so that you can be your own best lover.
Wow, she just jumped right in there on the topic today, folks, and I am grateful that she's focused and intent. And I wanted to say something like, "Hey, did you know Goddess Camp is fun?" And that we love sharing ourselves, our best selves, with each other by singing and by doing poetry and by inspiring each other with words of wisdom. And sometimes, if you're not feeling your best, if you don't feel healthy, or if you're sick, or if you're tired from whatever, working too much, you can't give your best. Not at camp, not at home, not to the world. So physical health is very important.
I had an interesting experience lately, I have to tell you. Like, there's this flu that's going around, and I got just a smidge. Just a smidge, not a lot. I was just feeling off. And then all of a sudden, I noticed that for a week, I was depressed. I don't get depressed. I was depressed. So I went to our local holistic pharmacy, and they gave me an adrenal booster, and it turned it around in a couple days.
Natural,
so it's nice to know what's going on and to listen and to address it, because you don't have to be ill.
Right. I know some people, don't we, who their illness was what defined them. What was wrong today? What's wrong as usual? Oh, it's the usual. Oh, wouldn't you know? Oh, that flu, like you said, most people plan on getting it once or twice a year.
Yeah, have you heard?
Oh,
like,
I
know
know
I'm going to get this. Oh, I know, and
Right.
and they're anal about bacteria and sprays
and we're not talking OCD, really extremely particularly. We're talking normal people who think that it's a way of life to be sick. Or, worse of all, now we're going to jump right into the goddess attitude here. A lot of times people use illness, a cold or flu, to be less active, to have the excuse of not having to go to work, take a day off for themselves. You're allowed to take a day off and rest if you're sick in this society.
Really?
How do you like that?
I like that.
How do you like that for twisted mentality? That's why in the last 10 years, really, big companies have started taking well days. You have a certain amount of well days where you don't have to pretend or lie or get sick to take a day off and take care of yourself.
Yeah.
I think that's healthy, and I'm very proud of the world for taking on that attitude.
There are some people also who have some subconscious programming because perhaps they only got attention when they were ill.
Oh, you're right.
And they start to do well, and then something comes along and bops them because their subconscious programming says, no, you're not going to get the kind of attention or love that you need unless you're ill.
Right.
So if you're one of those, be aware of it, see a hypnotherapist, do some somatic healing. In fact, that's a perfect lead-in, somatic healing.
What does somatic mean?
Somatic means that you're getting in touch with your body to help move the energy to heal. And we have a guest today.
We do. Oh, that was bad. Okay, good.
We have a guest today that is a specialist in somatic healing, and we kind of call her a lymphomaniac because she works specifically with the lymphatic system, and we're going to let her explain what that is for those of you who don't know.
Lymphatic.
Lymphatic.
Not being forcefully aggressive in your opinion.
Emphatic.
Lymphatic.
Lymphatic.
Which we are now going to introduce our wonderful guest. Now, you know we've had some great guests on this show, but this one is actually going to speak back.
Yeah.
This one's going to give you magnificent information which you will be able to use in your life today to stay in your perfect, healthy goddess body.
And with the magic of technology, since we actually don't have room for a guest right now.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
We have
We're doing great.
technology that's bringing her to us from the beautiful island of Maui.
Ladies and gentlemen, Judy-Taylor!
Lymphatic specialist.
Our lymphomaniac! How's that? Is she cute or what? Welcome. Good morning, goddess.
Good morning, good morning. I'm so happy to be here with you, you two little lovely goddesses of the day and the night.
Yes, we did it! Yay! This was a little bit of setup this morning, but I think we've got it. Hope you all can see her.
Right.
And
if not, we'll have her back. She's coming out in April.
So, Judy, tell us about the lymph system. What is it?
Say that again?
What's the lymph system, honey?
Oh, that.
Oh, that's why you're here.
Yes, your lymphatic system. That is your body's ocean, your inside. So that's where it all begins. That's where health begins, health ends, and it's the 3 times larger than your blood system. Can you imagine?
3 times larger than your blood system is your lymphatic system.
Where is it?
It's everywhere in your entire body. And it's a mirror of how we treat ourselves. It's all about embracing the beautifulness of the creation that God gave us, the uniqueness of who we are. When we do that, this little inner ocean, it is so happy, and it's moving and grooving and cleaning your blood and your cells and your tissue.
Go back. It's cleaning your blood. That's it. That's important.
And tissue.
It's cleaning your blood and your tissue, like an inner car wash, like an inner ocean waves on the shore, back and forth.
So it's right below the skin, right?
Yeah, 60% of it is in your skin, and it's all connected throughout your entire body.
That's
It's
amazing.
the largest circulatory system of our body.
So is it
Wow.
like running through veins, or is it just kind of squished through like a sponge, or how does that work?
Well, it's actually a separate entity, and it's running through a vessel called the lymphatic vessel.
Okay.
And it's got its own little home, and it's got to move all the time, just like the ocean.
So how do you get it to move?
Like the blood pumps with the heart.
Well, the heart pumps the blood, so you don't have to worry about that. But believe it or not, this huge system doesn't have its own pump, so it depends on us to move it. So we got to move. We got to move. We got to move our thoughts. We got to stay in the moment. So each moment we're in a new thought. We can't get stuck in the past or the future. Otherwise, we're blocking and stressing our body. So one of the things is stay in the moment. Another thing is exercise. Do some kind of movement, any kind. Pick something you love to do, or like at the very least, like to do.
Yeah.
And do that every single day. And when you think about it, do it for the purpose of, I want to feel good. I want to have energy.
We like
I
that.
want to be happy. I
Yes.
want to be healthy.
So it responds to your thoughts?
Yeah. I was going to say that too. You said 2 things. Number 1, think happy. Okay, and a lot of people go, thinking happy makes me healthy physically. It physically flips the switch and my lymphatic system works better?
Yes, every thought that we have, we hold in ourselves. So think about the thoughts that we have, when you're thinking of thoughts that's good and happy and healthy and encouraging and full of belief and trust, then your cell is, it's not jarring. That's what we want. We want to be able to be in the flow. So a positive, good thought, an embracing thought is not being held in a stressful way. Right. It's being ingested and digested and moves right along.
So when you're thinking a negative thought, it like holds onto it?
Say that again?
When you're thinking a negative thought, your body goes into tension and holds the negativity?
Yet our intention is to always see the gift in what's going on. And if we look for it, we're going to find it. And when we look for that and we find it, it's encouraging the motion, the inner motion of our inner body's ocean.
Wow.
Maybe that's why we're affected by the moon.
Motion on the ocean.
That's where the moon comes in.
Okay, go back to the ocean part. See, we're wearing pearls today because we're going to honor our body's inner ocean and treat ourselves as the pearl of great price that we are. I connected it there.
You did. It's great. It's
Okay.
beautiful. That's beautiful, darling.
Okay, we got some feedback, so move your camera, Judy.
You what?
We have feedback, so move your camera, microphone.
You know, the sound, I'm not hearing anything you're saying right now.
Okay, so you smile and we'll just talk. So what I found was interesting is that okay, Judy,
That's us, I think.
we're going to put you there. How's that, honey? Okay, so what I found that was interesting is that the lymphatic system is physically important, and the emotional, the attitude that you have in life is affecting your physical body. Some people think that's just like airy-fairy, hocus-pocus talk. Like, just think happy and you'll be happy. But Judy, who is a renowned specialist in this type of health, is saying it is the number one reason your lymphatic system works so well. That's fascinating.
Yeah, and if you think a negative thought, you notice that what happens is there's body chemistry released that is emotion. And if you're thinking repetitive thoughts, that causes you to feel ill. They'll make you sick. If you listen to your body, excuse me, if you listen to your body and you think a thought, you can immediately notice whether it feels good or not. So you can start to discipline yourself to adjust your thoughts so that they feel better. So let's say you have a thought that feels really icky.
Yes.
Think a thought, the next thought may not be like from A to Z, oh, I feel absolutely wonderful. It may be like, I feel really shitty, and then the next thought is, I feel really angry. Maybe that's better than the way you felt before.
Right.
And then you just kind of move up the stream slowly till you get to where you want to be.
Right.
Because you can't go from A to Z.
Right. And be gentle with yourself along with feeling good is treating yourself well, being kind to yourself. You're not going to leap out of an angry emotion into euphoria or even, okay, I'll just let it go, because it doesn't happen that way. You know, your mental health it's a definite progression. But what Helena said, is being disciplined in knowing and recognizing how you feel about things. That's how you get to know yourself and your body.
Yeah, cute little story. The other day I was visiting my dad. You know, your family can often easily bring up old stuff.
Really?
So I get into bed and I'm lying down, and all of a sudden I feel this rush of chemistry that feels really awful. And then I start to notice these thoughts of, you know, the critical parent judgment thoughts.
Yeah.
And in the past, I would find myself getting attached to a thought, and then the thought would start to tumble into some, what I considered self-abuse, and we can really be very harsh with ourselves.
Yes.
So I noticed that this time, and I said, you know, I don't have to get attached to these thoughts. And so what I did was I just breathed and felt the chemistry move through and just watched the energy move through me rather than getting bogged down with the thoughts. It was wonderful.
Excellent. Excellent. And you can do that too. That's the important part here. Learning, practicing, being aware, asking for help to help you practice this, calling on a friend, a girlfriend or boyfriend to help you. I'm really feeling stuck. I'm really feeling angry, and it doesn't feel good. Now, you have to worry about when that does feel good and when normal feels angry and upset and looking for the next problem. You have to be aware of that type of lifestyle or normal in your life too.
So Judy, how did you become aware of the lymphatic system? What happened for you?
Well, you know, it was kind of interesting because I used to own a health spa, and across the hall was a chiropractor, and he suggested that I do lymphatic work. I didn't even know what it was. And so I took a class for a week on this system, and I was shocked at the amazement of the vastness of the system and how important it is. It's the base of our immune system. And the amazing thing was is that I had had cancer prior to that.
Wow.
So when I found out about this lymphatic system, I really got to see how it is really it's so empowering to know about it, that it's where all disease begins and ends. It's affected by everything we ever do.
Wow.
Either physically or mentally, it gets affected. So if it's traumatizing, a thought or a fall or a car accident, it affects the lymph system. And how do we know? What I found out was how you know that you have lymphatic blockage. You either have lumps or bumps or swelling or pain or some disease. And any of those things are indicative of having a blockage in this system that needs to move all the time. Wow. So it's important to know that we have all the power that we need, just knowing what affects the system. You want to stay away from a few different foods that would allow your system to encourage to move. That's regular salt. So sea salt or Himalayan salt is good. Stay away from anything that's inorganic. It's got to be organic. Otherwise, the pesticides are getting trapped in the breasts of women, and 1 out of 3 women have breast cancer, and it all begins in your lymphatic system.
Wow, gotta clean that out.
Stay away from too much caffeine, too much alcohol, sugar. So instead of having white sugar, there's so many wonderful things, because in our life today we have all the other things we can do, like agave or honey or raw cane sugar.
We love that. We love that.
Right?
Yeah.
So these are some of the things that affect the lymphatic system. And if we remember that there's a cause behind it, then we can go, of course I'm going to do that. Why wouldn't I?
Right. Why wouldn't you treat yourself well?
So Judy, you use a special tool, don't you, to help move the lymph? You want to talk about that?
Yes, it's a Chinese modality called the art of gua sha. And what that is a little tool that looks kind of like a credit card, and it's for self-help. And what you do is you apply oil to the skin, you glide the tool over the skin,
massaging
away from the heart, and what it does is basically it moves any blockages in the body forward, and those toxins actually escape through the skin.
Really?
And it's amazing. It works right away. You feel the lumps or bumps or swelling or pain dissipate while you're using it. It comes with a little book that shows how to use it, and this is self-help, Isn't it wonderful to think that we have a tool that we can unblock pain and lumps and bumps and disease ourselves, rather than looking outside of ourselves.
So I have a question. Yeah, I have a question. You would move it out toward the extremities, away from the torso, when you would think that the heart pumping would clean it out, but you move it outwardly because it goes through the skin, correct?
Exactly.
That's different. That's very different. Lymphatic massage with gua sha tool therapy.
Yes.
Wow, got that right. Give us your website, Judy, because I don't want to forget it, and I want people to get in touch with you if they want to.
It's Judy-Taylor Lymphatics plural.com.
Spell lymphatics, darling.
Spell the whole thing. Judy Taylor Lymphatic's at
.com.
.com. That's the URL, honey. We're not email.
.com.
And you can email Judy on that site. And Judy, you have a book, don't you?
Do you have a book?
She has a book.
We know authors. We know authors. What's your book, honey?
My first book is called It's an Inside Job. Emotional Health Secrets of a Lymphomaniac.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yay.
Did you say you have another book?
You said first
And
book.
I'm writing another book.
Oh, tell us later.
Which will be out very, very shortly.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Called Your Body's Ocean.
Nice. Ocean pearls. Again.
You know, and I don't know if she wants to go into this, but she and I worked together on a project for a while where she brought out this magical trampoline that was really good for moving the lymph. Do you want to talk about that at all?
You know, I would like to talk about it in the sense that a trampoline is a wonderful opportunity to move the lymph system since it doesn't have a pump, and a trampoline actually when you're going down moves the lymph up and down. So as you go up and down, it becomes a natural pump. And
that makes sense.
That's a really good thing.
What about people that are really scared of the jumping?
Scared of jumping. Wow.
You know, older people and stuff that are
I was going to say.
So you
take a smaller jump.
So one of the things about a trampoline is they come with a handrail. So what you can do is you just stand on it.
Yeah.
And you just shift your weight back and forth. You don't even have your feet leave the mat.
Uh-huh.
And by shifting your weight back and forth, guess what?
Moves.
You're moving your whole lymph system.
That's incredible. That much, and that's helpful.
So you don't have to even jog or go outside if you don't want to. You've got your exercise right there.
Exactly.
Wow. But for those of us who just don't go to the gym, and we're not going to make ourselves feel bad about it anymore,
We're not.
that we are walkers or little trampoliners, we can be lymphomaniacs too, just by moving our body.
I love walking. Walking is my favorite.
Great.
It doesn't have to be jarring to the body. It can just be walking around the block at least once a day.
Right. And what, 30 minutes, 20, 30 minutes, okay?
A minimum of 30 minutes a day is perfect.
I can do that. I can do that someday.
Can you do that?
Someday. I'll work up to it.
Anything else you want to share about the lymph?
Well, you know, a couple of things that would be helpful. Self-love is really what equals lymphatic health.
Wow.
And embracing who we are, saying our truth, saying yes when we mean yes and no when we mean no.
No is a yes to you sometimes, right?
What? That's a whole show.
I love that.
But yeah, this is the year of self-love.
Yes.
So I challenge each and every one of you out there to begin to explore, how can I love myself better? Mm-hmm. How can I be my own best lover? How you treat your lover, treat yourself.
Or vice versa, if they're getting all the attention. Be kind to yourself.
Your own best friend.
Yes, being your own best friend. How would you treat someone you really cared about? And why aren't you treating yourself the same way? Think about that.
And when you hear that inner critic start to go off, realize that you're doing the best that you can.
Yes.
You always are. And maybe you're not perfect right now, and maybe, you learned that you want to shift a behavior. But overall, you don't need to rag on yourself. And you can say, I don't need to get attached to that thought. Got the message, move on.
Right, right. And the more quickly you practice this starting today, the easier it will be to recognize patterns of behavior and thought. And that's how we make changes in life. It sounds simple, but just start today and try it, and then try it again tomorrow, and try it again the next day.
And the idea of change, so often if we do that thing that we've done in the past that we want to change, we can get kind of upset with ourselves. If you're driving a car and you have to make all those little minor adjustments as you're driving the car, you don't beat up on yourself for having to make that minor adjustment. You just go, oh, make the adjustment. So be easy with yourself and gentle with yourself and just make the adjustment.
I often pulled off to the side of the road earlier, like years ago, and banged my head on the steering wheel because I forgot to turn off a turn signal for 500 yards or something. It was very
You really
embarrassing.
did
It was
this?
embarrassing. People were constantly in the backseat going, turn signal, turn signal. But I got better.
So love yourself, be gentle with yourself, make the changes you want to see. And if you've done that thing you do again, just laugh about it. Oh, there I go, doing that thing again.
Right.
I want to make a different choice. And what you're doing is you're really reprogramming yourself.
Exactly.
You've got a pattern within your brain that wants to go one way and you want to change it to a new one. And so it's kind of like going through the jungle and hacking a new path through.
Ew.
And so...
Well, you're right. You do.
And
You
so
have to
what
pull
you've
some
got,
weeds.
it takes a little work. And if you're driving a truck and you need to turn around, you've got all this momentum going one way and you want to make the turn, it takes a little effort to turn that wheel at first.
That's true.
But eventually you'll catch the new momentum and it'll be very easy. So be gentle with yourself as you're making change.
That's brilliant.
I know.
God, just
Thank you,
love
I know.
her. Thank you, I know. So any words in parting other than you've brilliantly expressed before, Judy? Yeah, that's you.
To love yourself is to love your lymph, and so be your own lymph lover.
I love that.
Okay, I'm going to work on that one.
So go to JudyTaylorLymphatics.com, right?
That's right.
And if you've got questions for Judy, if you want to have her speak at one of your events,
Oh, cool.
she's available and she loves to talk. So
Yeah, she's very good at it, actually, very good. You can go to Maui and visit her. She speaks all over the world, just like there are goddess camps all over the world. She has been a speaker, and she's a goddess queen. We want to give you your due, my dear. She is a goddess queen from the original camp. So we highly respect Judy and her work, and honor her as a woman who is making a difference in this world as a goddess queen.
yes, we told you we were going to introduce you to our goddess sisters one by one. This is the first. Yay, Judy!
Oh, congratulations. Right after Oprah and President Obama. You're
But
very
you're a
honored.
person. He was a plate and she was a video cover.
Okay,
so.
don't blow it. Okay. So visit us while you're visiting her and you're on your computer. Visit us at goddesscamp.com because we're very proud to announce that our new website is up and running. Thank you.
Thank you very
to
much.
our mystery webmaster and Mr. BL, and to Wendy Nathan, who has given us over 1,000 friends on our Facebook page.
Like us on Facebook.
Goddess Camp International. You're supposed to say it this way. We love it when you like us on Facebook.
Oh, is that how we do
I
it?
saw that on
Let's
the news
let's do it
once.
together.
Okay. We love it when you like us on Facebook.
Ding.
That's really good.
You know,
So-
and there was something else that, oh, you know what? We want to have your questions. We want to have your comments. So please comment on our YouTube site if you'd like. Or also write us at, what's your email?
Mine's
Genevieve at-
GEN
GEN.
at goodmorninggoddess.com.
Mine's Helena at goodmorninggoddess.com. Write us, tell us your thoughts, ask your questions. We are here for you. And if there's something you want us to talk about that's coming up for you, let us know.
Yep.
You might be on our show.
Wow, that probably won't happen. But, because the list is a year long now. We have 27 guests lined up. But there are, a lot of weeks in the year. So, all right, we're going to say goodbye to our beautiful guest, Judy Taylor.
Bye, Judy.
We love you, honey.
Thanks for being here. We love you.
And we want to
You too.
thank you all for being with us once again on our show. Yes?
Yes.
To
thank you.
self-love, the lymphatic system, and
Good morning,
morning
goddess.
goddess.
Yay.
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 Yay. I'm holding Judy. You get the camera. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it.